Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Bintang with student number A1B224073, and here I will make a task for listening and speaking project, and this is week 2. So without any further ado, let's begin to the task, to the project. Okay, presenter 1. Kathy, tell us more about what we have just learned in the last few minutes. Well, yes, this will come as a huge shock to viewers. We had a statement within the last few minutes from Vicky Flynn, who is the wife of Hugh Edwards, who named him as the BBC presenter, facing allegations and said about her husband that he was suffering from serious mental health issues, is now receiving inpatient hospital care, where he was still for the foreseeable future, and he asked for privacy for her family. Now, as we were reporting for days on the BBC, now there has been speculation ever since the Sun began to report on the presenter, and we haven't been able to name him, that this news will be such a shock to viewers. Yes, he's been named by his wife, and he's in hospital suffering serious mental health issues. It's a huge shock to all of us here at BBC News, of course, to announce this, and that this has come in his last few moments, but you're right. We have heard nothing about a resignation. What I would say though is that this is such dramatic news. I mean, this is a man who has embodied BBC values, has been the face of the BBC, has helped viewers hand through so many of the kind of momentous, significant parts of our nation's history, whether that's general elections, royal events, the Queen's death, of course, the King's coronation. So I think we're all coming to terms with this news clearly. We've been saying for some time now that we have known the identity of the presenter, but haven't been able to name him for legal reasons. Now we are able to. And clearly, there has been huge speculation online about this, but now definitively come his news. Presenter 2. There has yes, and in fact, there's also been another move from Hugh Edwards' wife, which I think has cases needs a few minutes to get across as with this statement from the police. So the police were handed information by the BBC earlier this week, so this relates specifically to the Sun's allegation that Hugh Edwards paid 70 years for sexually explicit image. So this is at heart of the allegations that they started it. This is what detectives now say that detectives from the Med Specialist Crime Command have concluded their assessment, so that's the material they've been paid and the information they've been given, and have determined there is no information to indicate that the criminal offense has been committed. In reaching this decision, they have spoken to a number of parties, including the BBC and the alleged complainant. And the alleged complainant's family brought via another police. There is no further police action as such that matters advise the BBC it can continue with its internal investigation. We're aware of media reporting of further allegations against the same individual, specific detail or international, but these allegations have been paid to us, and therefore there is no police action at this time should evidence of criminality or safeguarding issues be identified at any point. We would expect matter to be referred to the relevant police force here. I mean, effectively saying we will do our job, it needs to be, but the important element there is no further police action. They look at the allegation effectively as it first surfaced in the Sun, as it was paced to the BBC, and as it was the pace from the BBC to detectives, and they've decided there is nothing for them to do. There is no criminal allegation there, and it's quite unnecessary in a moment when we have this situation where this leading television personality on the one hand is not effectively felt his family felt he has to be identified over something which the police have decided tonight actually is not what they're investigating. Presenter 1. Absolutely. So we have now just received via the press association PA news against the along a statement from Hugh Edwards Vicky Flynn, who says, in light of recent reporting regarding the BBC presenter, I'm making this statement on behalf of my husband Hugh Edwards after what had been 5 extremely difficult days for our family. I'm doing this primarily out of concern to his mental health, mental well-being, and to protect our children. Hughes is suffering from serious mental health issues, and as is well documented, he said he has been treated for severe depression in recent years. The events of the last few days have greatly worried matters. He has suffered another serious episode and is now receiving inpatient hospital care where he'll stay for the foreseeable future. Once well enough to do, he intends to respond to the stories that have been published. To be clear, she goes on, Hughes was first told that there were allegations being made against him last Thursday in the circumstance, and given Hughes' condition, I would like to ask that the privacy of my family and everyone else caught up in these upsetting events is respected. I know that Hughes is deeply sorry that so many colleagues have been impacted by the recent media speculation. We hope this statement will bring that to an end. So those are the words of his wife in the last few minutes. Well, a major of development on his story that has been dominated the headlines for many days for now. Both of you through. Thank you. So that's the news for my weekly tasks.